Hi everyone. I hope the volume works this time. Let's see. I'm going to be reading today. And to think I saw it on Mulberry Bush from Dr. Seuss. I'm telling you, I saw on ABC News that Dr. Seuss was a racist. So I bought the book and I'm trying to find the racist part. So today I'm going to be reading and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Bush. This is the part. When I leave home to walk to school, Dad always says to me, Marco, keep your eyelids up and see what you can see. But when I tell him where I've been and what I think I've seen, he looks at me and sternly says, Your eyesight's much too keen. Stop telling such outlandish tales. Stop turning minnows into whales. Now what can I say? When I get home today? All the long way to school and all the way back, I've looked and I've looked and I've kept careful track. But all that I've noticed, except my own feet, was a horse and a wagon on Mulberry Street. There's nothing to tell of that won't do, of course, just a broken down wagon that's drawn by a horse. That can't be my story, that's only a start. I'll say that a zebra was pulling that cart. And that is a story that no one can beat when I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. Yes, the zebra is found, but I think it's a shame. Such a marvelous beast with a cart that's so tame. The story would really be better to hear if the driver I saw were a chariot or a golden blue chariot, something to meet, rumbling like thunder down Mulberry Street. Imagine an animal to tame, like a wild beast or something, or like one of those wild animals from like the jungle and stuff. Imagine. No, it won't do at all. A zebra's too small. A reindeer is better. He's fast and he's fleet. And he looked mighty smart on Old Mulberry Street. Hold on a minute, there's something wrong. A reindeer hates the way it feels to pull a thing that runs on wheels. He'd be much happier instead if he could pull a fancy sled. A reindeer and sleigh. Say anyone could think of that. Jack or Fred or Joe or Nat. Say even Jane could think of that. But it isn't too late to make one little change. A sleigh and an elephant. There's something strange. I'll pick one with plenty of power and size. A blue one with plenty of fun in his eyes. And then just to give him a little more tone, have a Raja with rubies perched high on a throne. Say that makes a story that no one can beat when I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. But now I don't know, it still doesn't seem right. An elephant pulling a thing that's so light would whip it around in the air like a kite, but he looks simply grand with a great big brass band. A band that's so good should have something to hear it, but it's going so fast that it's hard to keep near it. I'll put on a trailer, I know they won't mind if a man sits and listens while hitch on behind. But now is it fair? Is it fair what I've done? I'll bet those wagons weigh more than a ton. That's really that's really too heavy a load for one beast. I'll give him some helpers. He needs two at least. But now what worries me is this. Mulberry Street runs into Bliss. Another something I can fix up. There will be an awful traffic mix up. It takes police to do the trick, to guide them through where's traffic thick. It takes police to do the trick. They'll never crash now, they'll race at top speed, with Sergeant Mulvaney himself in the lead. The mayor is there and he thinks it is grand, and he raises his hat as they dash by the stand. The mayor is there and the alderman too, all waving big banners of red, white, and blue. That's a story that no one can beat when I say that I saw it in Mulberry Street. What's going on this Mulberry Street? There's all kinds of stuff, animals, the cops, all these things going on in Mulberry Street. Is he imagining it? What's going on? With the roar of its motor, an airplane appears and dumps out confetti while everyone cheers. And that makes a story that's really not bad, but it still could be better. Suppose that I add a Chinese man who eats with sticks, a big magician doing tricks, a 10-foot beer that needs a comb. No time for more, I'm almost home. I swung round the corner and dashed through the gate. I ran up the steps and I felt simply great, for I had a story that no one could beat, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street. But Dad said quite calmly, just drop your stool and tell me the sights on the way home from school. There was so much to tell, I just couldn't begin. Dad looked at me sharply and pointed his chin. He frowned at me sternly from there in his seat. Was there nothing to look at, no people to greet? Did nothing excite you or make your heart beat? Nothing, I said, growing red as a beet, but a plain horse and wagon on Mulberry Street. It's crazy, right? This is the book. That's how big it is. Dr. Seuss. It cost me $30. I had a cover page, but I can't find it. But I don't know why it's falling apart. All my books are falling apart, and like I bought them new and I never use them, so it's like I don't know why they're falling apart in this like old copies, and there's crayon marks on them. I don't know why there's crayon marks on them when like I don't have any children. Why would they borrow my stuff? It seems like my mom be letting people in here and let them borrow my shit in my room, which is crazy because they shouldn't be doing that. It's like, it's like, why the fuck would they borrow my shit and write all over it and ruin it and make it all ugly? My shit was new. And I had it all kept neat and stuff. These people don't take care of stuff. They borrow it and they don't even ask permission. It's like they stealing and shit. I swear. Sometimes I hate my community because they be stealing and stuff. It's like I don't want to. It's like they be looting and stuff, and they be fucking going into people's houses and borrowing shit from people who actually buy stuff and stuff. It sucks. Anyways, they shouldn't be doing that with their children who fucking be writing all over my shit. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Bye. I like my Coco shirt. My Coco shirt. It's pretty cool, huh? Alright. I'll let you guys go. Bye.